I'm back. Yeah. Uh, okay, we gotta stay sharp. We gotta keep moving forward. So here I am trying to something a little new. Thought of it the other night. Actually tried it already. And failed miserably. So here we are, take two. Thankfully, Mr. Scruffy is just as kind as he seems and helped me work through it a little bit. You can't watch video in 4K and record it in 2K and have it not match up right if the settings and the buttons and the functions aren't working right. So, thank you, Mr. Scruffy. You are a legend. You are the best, and you are super kind. So, what are we doing? We're keeping sharp before streaming starts. Which who knows? Who knows when it's gonna start? Any day for anyone. We're all crossing our fingers. But so I thought, how do I fill the time? Still work on my skills, create a little content. Everybody loves Copi Cafe. I'm gonna do a little live reaction, well, live recorded. And maybe if it goes well, we'll try it. We'll try it live with a little chat because I haven't gone live yet. So we're gonna check it out. I learned from my first get go. Maybe try something a little different. We're gonna go 1.5 speed to try and because you all watch Copi Cafe. Why watch it again with me? So we're gonna have it a little speeded up, get a little reaction to it, and bring it home. See how we do. So let's move on. We'll pull up Rob and Josh here and give her a go. Copi Cafe.
Hey everybody, welcome to Copi Cafe episode 59. You got Rob Gregg here and Josh Jones with
These guys are jazzed. Had their coffee today going on 1.5 speed.
Cornucopias game. And for those of you who might be new, not know what we are, who we are, and what we're doing, we are building an MMORPG game that's got a variety of lands that are floating in bubbles over the earth that have a different curated experience in each one of those. Eventually, we'll have community created content in those lands as well. And a lot of good stuff happening. We're at the status of being very, very, very close to launching our Cornucopias game with special access to the Kalito Racing Valley. So we're all very excited. Things are getting tidied up and we're buttoning everything up and a lot of great things happening. So in this episode, be prepared. We're going to talk a little bit about XRP. We're going to talk about the T3 Mint review. We're talking about the...
How many T3s y'all mint? I got 6. Still got my 6. Still going to hold on to them. Those floors drop out and then boom, everybody gets FOMO.
Racing League, the launcher, a survey we're doing with the OGs, and community questions, of course, and then, as always, the leak. So, Rob, what are you drinking today?
Well, seeing as you were celebrating last week, I thought I would follow tune, and I too have a beer. Guinness.
Cheers.
All right. Are you ready? It's one of those horrible.
That's my
early,
kind of beer, man.
Early days.
I also am celebrating with a non-alcoholic beer today. Cheers.
Last time I opened one of these, it went all over my PC.
It is an epic.
Y'all can be happy. They're straight-minded and sharp, ready to continue working on the game all the time. Always wanted to be on Copi Cafe. Dream of everybody's, right? So what do we got here? We got a little blue drink. I'm a habitual blue drinker, and in the mornings this is 32 ounces of coffee, and at night this is 32 ounces of blue drink. Okay, moving on.
Day for crypto. Well, actually, at the time of you guys seeing this, that's a good looking head on that beer there. At the time of you guys seeing this, it's obviously pretty old news, but we have to talk about it.
Breaking news
because the XRP Ripple case against the SEC, the SEC has lost and Ripple won the case. It is not a security. This is enormous news for those of us in crypto. The markets have
huge for
responded.
ADA, huge for Copi,
and the black eye of what is going to happen with this case. I mean, that created so much uncertainty for so many people in the markets. Investors that just don't want to get near this XRP deal because they don't want to get near crypto because it seems so sketch. This is it's a big win for our industry. So
this is a big wet blanket lifted off the crypto industry, and it is it's so relieving to see Rob and Josh talking about it because it was mum's a word on all this for good reason. But man, you can see the relief in their faces. It's good to see.
I'm very happy about it. It's a big win for Cardano as well. and ETH and so many other layer ones that were in a similar kind of setup in a variety of ways. Probably quite a bit more decentralized, even as ADA, obviously, with what Cardano's done with ADA. But overall, I'm incredibly pumped about that. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been one of the biggest cases that has just been going on forever, years and years
since 2020.
Really, yeah, it seems longer than that, but
that's because crypto years feel like about 10 years for one regular year. So
it's been a long time.
How old are y'all?
Yeah, I mean, it's breaking news where we are filming.
My first. I entered at the bull. This last bull cycle, rode it all the way down, so I'm feeling pretty old
Today on a Thursday, but yeah, let's see how it pans out. But I mean, this could split everything wide open. I mean, conspiracy theorist people might have something to say. This is convenient timing with everything else that's happening with the SEC and everything else. But who knows? Who knows it? As long as it's positive.
Yeah, I mean, you've got things like BlackRock, Fidelity, Citadel, all of these trillions of.
And also, if y'all saw the video of the BlackRock guy saying, we own everybody, we buy politicians. So, I think we got a good chance of this ETF going through, and Mr. Gary Gensler just sneaking off into the background.
Dollars asset managers that are filing for Bitcoin ETFs and all sorts of stuff. So one could make a variety of conclusions on the battle of old school money and new school. And I would say that
it is funny how you get tons and tons of good news stories at the same time, or tons and tons of bad news stories at the same time. And it's
wonder why that is.
We've been there and we've seen it before, but it looks like a year out from the Bitcoin halving, this is a really good time for this to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very good time for this to happen. Just exciting to have that albatross off our neck. Yeah, cheers. Congrats to XRP for enduring the long battle with the SEC, hundreds of millions of dollars, I believe.
Don't get that
something nutty there that was spent on legal fees. But the good news, to sum this up, and we'll move on to the next subject, that was a ruling from a United States court that the SEC is not a security. So this wasn't a change in tune from the SEC, like all of a sudden they're being more friendly. No, this was a ruling from the court. And
I'll get to work, Congress.
New game plan for the SEC, I'm guessing. But
also getting listed
Horsey, I'm looking at you.
All over the place.
Oh yeah, many exchanges had dropped them almost instantaneously back in 2020 when that occurred. I remember when that happened. I shorted it right away. But hey, like it was 2020 and things were different then, and I was in a different position in life and wasn't working on
got a
Cornucopias,
DGen.
Obviously, but that
I think I learned my lesson about holding bags. I think XRP was that bag.
Oh no! Shoot!
No, I dropped it pretty quick.
It's I think it's going to be a quick turnaround with these exchanges because they see the potential volume. So the faster they can relist it, the more volume they're going to get.
XRP's back, baby.
So I would imagine there's a race of exchanges to relist.
Hopefully Cardano's right behind them.
Complexity they have to relist, whether it's just flipping a switch or what it is. But anyway, we can move on now. So the T3 review. We had our first sale since the end of last year, which was a small sale with the cheeky racer suit. We now did another vehicle sale, the T3. So what's your take on it?
I think it was really successful. What we wanted to do with the OG Mint and with the T3 was fill out our lineup of vehicles for the upcoming racing league. So in that instance, it was an absolute massive success. We did kind of
smart move here, guys. Obviously, as talked a lot about in Discord, you're gonna have a lot of gamers coming in, and you gotta have assets. You gotta have multiple different kinds of vehicles to be racing. Otherwise, it's gonna look kind of bland. So awesome mint. I was there for the whole shebang, all 6 tiers. It went beautiful. I got common, legendary, uncommon. So really, really grateful to the team for adding those extra tiers. Everyone likes to roll the dice when they get the chance. So thankfully, all those paper handers, they're getting out of here, and the racing game's going to be launched with some beautiful vehicles. Even the common is, it's hard. It's hard. The colors matching up with they don't even always match up to what you think. To me, maybe orange is the mythic looking color. But anyways.
Our tech let us down a little bit. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot because we spent so much time trying to make the mint friendly for everyone and restricting everyone, so it'd be fair, that we built into this parameter that you can only mint one per person per tier, and this was a completely different mint to in the past. We'd had masses of people, and that was okay. This time we had few people, well, still a big demand, but all those people wanted to get multiples, and our technology didn't allow them to do that, and we didn't have the tools to open it up either. So that's why we had to open up more tiers quickly to give them a chance, because they were saying, look, we want more, and we just couldn't help it. So we shot ourselves in the foot. Had we been able to have, say, 2 or 3 sales per tier per person, then I think we would have sold out almost instantly. But it's
that would have been
That'll
beautiful.
wait another 24 hours for the XRP news. Who knows? But yeah, the market has been, we've seen a lot of liquidity shifting away as is standard for the bear market. So there's that, but there's also some people that have expressed the desire to, and rightfully so. So all of you that have complained that we're doing another sale and we should be releasing the product, we 100% agree. This was one of those things where we're trying to time the two. And originally, we had it planned out quite well, but we've just ran into so many last minute problems, which is standard for any kind of software development, standard for game development. It's hard to really perfectly estimate the timeline, but you got to plan all these things in advance. And so we did our best. And you're right. So those of you that have that complaint, our desire is that you are playing the game as soon as possible, and that we were going to run the sale shortly after that. But it just didn't work out that way. So we do hear you, and it is 100% part of our plan. And we don't expect many more vehicle mints in the near future for quite a while.
Except my beautiful cargo holder. The name escapes me, but I'm sure you guys all know the name. The white one, the beautiful one. Man. But where I was going with this, man, these guys have their feet to the fire with this thing. I'm sure they feel the pressure, and no one wants it out more than these guys. And you throw a mint in right before the launch of the testing, and man, do the fudders come out, and they are pushing buttons. And cheers to everyone that in Discord that can handle it and that navigate it well, the mods that are handling it well. But I think it's very believable that Rob and Josh are doing everything they can to get this thing out and get it out beautiful, because that's just going to add to FUD if they throw it out an unfinished game. So personally, I think they're doing everything right. They're doing everything best they can, and they're rolling with the punches when they come at them. And when you step back from it all, I think it's all going to come together beautifully.
And so we want to get this game live, and that's going to be what creates the future demand for more in-game content. That doesn't change my tune on what I've said with traditional gamers. Traditional gamers have a high expectation of content and lots of content. And so that means, yes, there will be more vehicle mints, but we're not going to do that until there is sufficient demand from the game being live. So that's kind of where our take is on that, which takes, hopefully takes your concerns, community concerns into consideration there. But yeah, I thought the mint went great. I was very happy with it. The tech went incredibly smoothly. We've now a huge success to celebrate. We have 3 vehicles to race in the A class when we launched the game.
We introduced the corn points as well, so that gave us the ability to have a 24-hour mint at the start, which went down really well with I've had lots of feedback.
And those corn points, beautiful setup. I think it really rewards the engaged in the community, and it kind of deals with the inactive OGs that used to get a role of minting early, and it kind of levels the playing field. So and it's gamification. You can't not love playing a game in Discord, even if some don't want to play the game. Linda, holding that, well, maybe she is. She's winning the game. I always give her a hard time because we were neck and neck, and then boom, I spent my corn points. She didn't spend them. Wah wah.
From some Australian people and some New Zealand and over in that neck of the world. So they were really happy that we were doing that. Some of them were crazy and they still stayed up till 2-3 in the morning just to be part of the experience. But for that, it did give us that new addition. It's a shame, like I said, we were limited, which was unfortunate. But I thought it was a huge success for what we wanted to do, to get all those vehicles there ready now for the racing league. And if we are receiving, we did say it was going to be very close timing wise. We should be receiving the first build that will go out to the public tomorrow. So we're going to test that heavily tomorrow and the weekend. And then I think on Monday.
Oh, the build. Yeah.
Will distribute that to a very small group of people. But so officially testing will start on Monday.
Okay, that's a day.
That is going to be for.
That's a day. Monday is a day.
Area. Because we're rolling this out in stages, and if that's okay, so the launch is okay, the API is okay, the roles are working, and then quickly following that, we'll then move on to the racing track as well.
Yeah, buddy.
So, you know, we're days away now.
Whew.
The launcher is
Okay, if I digest that right, that is you get access to the desktop launcher, Colito Valley, and then later racing. Hopefully, it's very quick and sequential.
was ready to launch on Monday.
Yeah.
And the only reason we haven't released it to the public right now is because we're waiting on a signing certificate that's basically, we have to prove that we are who we say we are. It's the certificate that says this is trusted. These guys have been verified, and that's just taking way longer than we thought it would take. We started on it earlier last week, and they've got us jumping through hoops. Now, we could, by the time of this video airing, we could have very easily decided we're going to launch without the signing certificate. I don't know. It might be live now.
I wonder what that
We'll see
is.
what happens. But the reality is, either
If
way,
anyone
it's
knows in
ready.
the comments, let me know
We're very
what that
close
is.
to the launcher, so that's great news there.
Some
I think
legal
next up, we got the Racing
jargon,
League.
maybe.
So
I don't know.
you want to kick us off with the Racing League
Yeah,
discussion?
well, the rollout plan is very, very small selected few, just to make sure that the install works, and you know, we'll do that with the resort. Then we're going to open that up to more. So we're going to go through the OG group, then we'll go to Mythic holders, then Legendary, and we will work ourselves down the rarities. So they'll be going in the resort and they'll be racing. And then when we're happy with all that, and we've ironed out some bugs,
You
because
can tell he's
the
amped.
guaranteeing software is that it will contain bugs. When we've got through that, we will be ready for the Cornucopias Racing League. So that will have, you know, we'll put huge marketing around that. I think, yeah, we will, because this will be the official launch of the race.
Marketing. Okay. We have all been waiting for this. So, we know this is a polished team. We know they're going to do good marketing, and when they do it, the people will come. I think this is, you know, one of the things I've been waiting for the absolute most, because we all know it. But man, when the world sees it.
Racing League. So we'll put a lot of effort into that, and I think it's going to be exciting. Do you want me to talk about the format of that, or leave that for a later show?
Well, I mean, the idea of the Racing League is creating the ability for, it's a step towards esports. It's not esports just having a racing league, but like it's a step towards that. And so talk a little bit about the format, but we've seen this as part of the vision the entire time, is competition and having fun. That's one of the best things in gaming. So yeah, go ahead and talk a little bit about what's
the build will only be, you know, months old. We need to get that absolutely perfected by all the testers before we actually launch the final league. So we'll have a league. We'll call it on testnet. We'll have a league on testnet. But when the league launches, we will have these initial 3 classes of vehicles. We'll have the C class, the B class, and the A class vehicles, and you will be entered in a series of weekly heats, should we say, qualifying rounds. So all of the racing vehicles will be involved, because they all fit in all our vehicles, because they fit in one of those classes. So let's say we have 12,000 vehicles. They will race in heat 1. Then the following, so you'll race for a whole week, and you'll be racing against other players, and you'll be getting fastest times. And then we will decide how many of those people go through to the following week.
The big brackets.
So you'll be set in a group of maybe 400 different vehicles, and you'll race through. So those will come through. So then 400 people, say in 10 groups, will go through. So 4,000 people at the end of week 1 will then qualify for week 2.
Now,
and then the same thing will happen.
Is Red Enough going to bet on this?
Week 2, week 3, week 4, we'll whittle them down. We'll then end up with a quarterfinal. We'll have a semi-final, and these will be, I want to say televised events, but you know, they will be streamed, and all this kind of, you know, people will be really interested, because they'll be the fastest of the racers, leading all the way up to the final. And this will be happening in all 3 classes. So you'll have a Class A final, a Class B final, Class C final. You'll have this final race,
racing them all, buddy.
Maybe 10 players in the final. And then we'll have our first winners in each of them, and the rewards will. We need to finalize all these details, whether we give rewards to the top 10 or the top 50 or the top 100.
Well, even everything you're announcing with the structure, this is early stages. It's not set in stone.
Everything can change.
We're planning all of the tournament aspect of things, and also in talks about the rewards aspect. And
what are we winning?
So it's very exciting. And there is a huge part of this that we're not announcing just yet, but I hope we can announce it fairly soon.
What?
We'll see. But yeah, the Racing League is going to be a lot of fun. And that will continue to be ongoing. So we'll do one league tournament, and then we'll do another one, and it's going to be ongoing.
Yeah. I don't know what the rewards will be like when we're on testnet, but
and what is the secret? What's the secret? We have a special guest racer. Is it going to be hosted? Oh man, the ideas, the marketing.
But when the Racing League goes live, though,
Copi.
Okay.
Those rewards will be in Copi, and I think there'll be some pretty special.
That's what I'm talking about.
Go on, and then that'll go into esports. It's going to be such an exciting time, and the lineup of vehicles that we have looks pretty amazing.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Flying my little bubble jet.
All right. Well, we've got one final thing before we move into the community questions. So that's the survey to the OGs, which is going out today, I believe, and that is primarily geared around getting us prepared for testing. So this will be just our early phase. Obviously, we're going to go by NFT rarity and things like that shortly after. So OGs will start, then we'll go by NFT rarity as we scale up our testing groups for the game. But what we're doing is starting to prepare to get you guys playing. And so we're sending out the OG survey for system specs. So you put that survey together. Is there anything you want to say about it?
Yeah, it will have questions on there. Like I say, it'll go to everyone. Get you prepared. It'll ask you, what PC have you got? Have you got a Mac or have you got a PC? If you put a Mac, then we hope you got a PC. If you've got a PC, then it'll ask you
brutal.
What graphics card you've got, how much memory you've got. Say that again, sorry.
I've got both, but go ahead. I've got a Mac, so don't be.
I think there is a lot of people in this community, well, a lot of people in general that are big Mac people at heart, that are probably just gonna get something just to play the game. Me being one of them. All I've ever had, I can remember starting the G3. It was gonna change the world, the beige tower, and then they switched it and made it colors, and then they had the glowing. I don't know, the IMAX. I think they were. I don't even know if they called them IMAX. That's all I've ever had. So I still have one as my main computer, but I guess not anymore, huh? Times change, and you do what you do for the corn.
You're stepping on my toes, man. Just kidding.
No, I won't be. I'll be flying past you. Yeah, where you are in the world. So we're leading up because obviously in early testing we're only going to have a limited amount of servers. So we'll be looking at the cards, and then as we get that early feedback, we'll then be opening that up to more graphics cards and different types, and then different parts of the world and more servers, and building up bit by bit like you do, because we don't want to take on too much to begin
Parts
with.
of the world didn't catch that.
And then we'll start scaling the servers with game lift, and all this is preparing for that racing league where when that it's going to be on fire.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah,
we're getting so close.
Now,
so
are they going to be in the
questions.
races of? I hope so.
Let's see here.
I want to race against Rob and Josh.
I'll
right?
ask you if you're ready. This is from Cryptid Big.
All right.
Rob, don't want to pin you. I noticed you mentioned the difference between NFT vehicles and the free one is the rewards. I'm sure this is not finalized and more of a general comment, but would you say that the first gen vehicles would have a better reward mechanic than the new ones? I understand the need for more vehicles, and I know the next mint is not the last one. Just wondering if there will always be a good reason to hold the classics compared to the brand new ones, and if you can expand on the thinking around these.
I hope so.
Yeah, I've had a look at some of the other questions as well. They're all very related. Should we read all those out, and then we can kind of answer it all with the same answer, I think.
Sure. Okay.
Seems like first gen would be special, you know?
This is from Lulu yesterday. Please talk to us more about this. There's one thing that's unclear to me. Will the rarity of the vehicles bring special perks for their owners, higher rewards, or something else? If the answer is no, why are there so many rare vehicles? Won't they have any perks? Okay, I have a question.
Well, goodness, I would hope so, because if you are, paying the extra ADA to get yourself a higher rarity, or lucky enough to get a higher rarity in a mint, other than color, man, you would really hope that it would affect your reward system. So let's
from Mr. Ferns. Okay, I have a question. I hear from Rob, rarity of NFTs will affect rewards in game, essentially giving an advantage to players with better luck or deeper pockets for what is a skin that doesn't have gameplay impacts. So I'm interpreting this as, for example, I got a T3 common. I'm racing a guy with a T3 mythic. I win. He comes second. Base rewards are 1,000 to 800. Although because I have a common T3, my reward multiplier is 33%. So I come out with 1333, for example. But my guy in his mythic will have a 1% scan, has a multiplier of 88%. You do the math. Is this premise true? And if so, I'd like to understand how this is not pay to win. Okay. A lot of work.
Well, I mean, let's those last numbers. I mean, he's clearly just made them up because we've never announced any numbers or any kind of.
Yeah, that was his hypothetical, correct?
Just hypothetical. So I mean, there's a lot going on there, and again, we are working through some of this. There's two elements of it. First of all, there will be the games themselves. As you're racing, you will be earning XP. So that XP will level up your player score, and your player XP will also be tied to the metaverse. As you're playing the game, you'll be earning XP. So this is what we're thinking how it's going to be working. So some people will come into the game and they'll want to be racing all day, and you will earn XP, and rarity may influence. You might get a slight multiplier. A multiplier on winning, yes, but that's not against your opponent. It's definitely not play to.
Okay. Multiplier on your rewards, not multiplying your speed or multiplying your handling, you're going to have to race and you're going to have the skills to do so. So I think it's very fair to multiply your rewards. That makes sense.
To win at all, it might mean you might level up quicker, but that's a personal.
Yeah, it's not play to win.
No, it's not play to win. It's completely normal. But then somebody else might
Pay
come
to win.
into
Sorry.
yeah, somebody else might come into the game and they don't like racing, they like fishing. So they go fishing and they're earning XP that way. Somebody else might like do mining or chopping or doing daily tasks. So the whole game is going to be task based, XP based, and
based on what you want to do.
Overview. It's not in high detail. We have a couple of different routes that we're looking at. Remember, we're looking at machinations as well. So we're doing all kinds of modeling of how it will work. But
for those of you that don't know about machinations, that's a Monte Carlo game simulator modeling that runs thousands and thousands of simulations based upon all the variables that we provide that are in the game and out of the game that allow us to more correctly assess the direction that we take with some of these in-game assets.
So you do not end up like Axie Infinity.
So go ahead.
So that's one element of that question. But then when we do talk about vehicles and rarity and staking, I mean, do you want to explain that side, our current thinking of what we're planning there?
Yeah, sure. So, well, I can't comment on the rarity side of that just yet. We're exploring options with the rarity. But with vehicle staking, it would be something very similar to what we did with our land staking, where you would have your ADA in a certain wallet and the NFTs, the associated NFTs in a wallet. And based upon the rarity and the size or whatever, there would be a reward rate. It could be something very similar to that. Now, one thing that we are looking at doing is gradually decreasing. So the
what kind of
oldest
rewards?
vehicles would get the highest reward rate. And this is not going to be a huge amount difference. There's no way the perfect solution here, but it would take care of people that have been holding for a longer period of time, and we gradually diminish over time. So the next vehicles that we launch will be less from here, and et cetera, with fuel rewards. So what I'm talking about specifically right now is fuel, staking for fuel, which will need to be purchased to run your vehicle around in the game. There'll be a certain amount of free fuel or whatever, but for the most part, that's how it.
That means bubble jets, javelins, those things are going to hold value. Good thing to hang on to. Not a bad thing to have in your wallet.
And so you guys will be very taken care of. We haven't modeled this out yet. This is very early stages. We've got to get it all figured out. So this isn't even a guarantee yet, but this is the conversation that's on the table. Love to get your feedback, guys. We always love to hear from you. But that's the conversation as it stands right now. We are thinking
gold.
The
I love it.
are obviously the bubble jets and the javelins. But yeah, there's stake and rewards, fuel, and also repair kits for the vehicles, because we're expecting people to have a few scrapes and bumps with them. So yeah, if you can play the game without having to worry about any of that, then we think that'll be quite exciting.
That's a new element for me. There's no Mario Kart. This is they're taking this for real. You're gonna have to repair these things, fuel them. It's adding a whole nother level, man.
We haven't figured out how that's going to be claimed yet, what period, when that starts, when it stops. But we are getting a lot of questions about what we're thinking. So I think it's fair that we let you know where we're going with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we covered most of those questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not with a huge amount of decided clarity, because there's just a good amount of modeling still needing to be done here. We have to try to make sure this works overall. And there's no perfect solution again, but we want to take care of you guys. And this is one way we'll do it with fuel rewards. So you might not need to buy fuel for a long time, or I don't know, maybe it's a few months, whatever it is, but like you're going to have a good amount of.
I don't know about y'all, but I would love to hear a little bit more on that modeling. That how often do they do it? How long does it take? Where, I don't know. It's a very vague subject, and how does it evolve? I would love to, be a bird on the wall, a fly, something on the wall in that room.
Fuel that you'll be able to earn by staking your vehicles to the Copi stake pool. So that's not currently set up, but that's where we're headed pretty soon, and I'm excited about it. So
yeah, lots of news and information in this episode about vehicles.
Yeah. All right.
We had a vehicle leak to end on.
Yeah, well, we don't have a vehicle leak to end on, really, but we do have a cool leak, and I'm ready if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Yeah, I've not seen this.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's see. Let me get it up here. There we go.
Whoa. Okay.
So
it's racing league related.
I see.
Wow.
Look at that.
It's the pit stop.
Stadium
for the yellow
seating.
trucks.
I remember seeing squares months ago.
Wow.
Actually, this is not this is a glimpse. This is a small portion of the pit stop. There's a lot more to this. I think what you're seeing there is some seats for people to
sitting areas. We can sit down and watch the race. It'll be pretty noisy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And some weird track going
Eat your
on
nachos.
Yeah. So just a small taste of the pit stop. There's a lot more to this. can't wait to show you guys the rest of it. Huh?
Is there a javelin down there in that pit? What is it? So I can't make it out. It's too small on my screen.
I'm sorry, but I can't make it out either. I'm
Is that the video, the vehicle leak you're speaking of there, Rob? I wonder, this is an element I didn't even really think about, is sitting and watching the racing as a spectator. I mean, that's kind of exciting. I don't know how many different views you're going to be able to see. If there's also a screen that you'll be able to see the leaderboard, and then you get to see them coming through on real time. I mean, this could be just as fun as racing. Sitting there, spectating with your buds, talking, chatting on Discord, proximity talking. I don't know how this all works, how it's going to work, but I think just sitting here watching the racing, you could spend some good time doing this. And I don't know if I'm crazy, but right in front of me, I'm pretty sure that's a track going straight up in the air.
I'm not
It looks
certain.
like a vehicle, though. It'll be like
No, I can't. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, next up is this one. Another. Wait.
Oh yeah, different angle of
different angle of the.
Yep.
But look at the architecture of that. So if that's the pit lane, yeah. So we're flying through there. I mean, yeah, and it looks like there's
beautiful
there's a building
common T3 over there. Not looking so common.
Yeah. Viewing areas, and then you can see the little bays for each of the different teams or different vehicles that are going to have.
Now I wonder if right up above me is. I wonder if that's an OG lounge right there.
That's that was risky assumption there. I think look the vertical there, so you can see the vertical one.
Yeah.
That indicates some fun looping activity.
All right. Yeah, I was right.
I do know we've got a couple of tracks that are going to be in the same area, so I don't know if this is part of the same track or another race is happening at the same time. But I mean, yeah, they look pretty good seats there. I think they look like VIP seats.
Yeah. And here we go. One final image.
I mean, you can see multiple tracks at the same time.
This is the yellow track. Well, you can see part of the red track. This is an over.
Yeah.
This is
so
a
you
bird's eye
can,
view or 50K view type of thing.
Now I'm color.
That's the entire yellow track.
Well, for all y'all don't know, I am very colorblind. So I'm looking at the same track on the same track, and they're saying red and orange or red and yellow. I'm not quite seeing the distinction. But it sounds like you can see two races at the same time in the pits from the stadium seating. Now it just gets better and better.
Yeah, so the yellow track goes under some bridges, but that is mainly all. It's all track into it. But if I look at that red track, that goes off road for certain parts of it. The track ends, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a little more tunneling going on with the red track.
Oh, is that a tunnel? Yeah,
through the mountain.
Yeah, and at some point, I do believe we'll go through the scrapyard.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about the scrapyard. That's another little element to our vehicle NFTs, which is when the traditional gamers if they buy an NFT via fiat.
Smart.
What's actually happening there, and this is a beautiful model that we've come up with that I think is very innovative. The traditional gamers buy an NFT via fiat. They're actually just reserving it. It's reserving. That means we're now holding that NFT so that if one day they're motivated by the value of the NFT such that they want to convert it to an NFT and then sell it, they can do that. What does that do? That onboards traditional gamers into the Web3 space. I absolutely love that. Now, if they choose to just trade it in, then they trade it in for a discount on another vehicle, then that NFT that was reserved goes to the scrapyard, which effectively means it's getting burned. So those of you who are Web3,
burned. You all hear that? Burned. That's going to add some rarity to your comments. That's going to add some rarity to everything. Can you imagine how? I mean, if the people are not willing to set up a wallet, it's a great thing to get some more people on board. But I feel like the value that they know they're holding, I feel like they're going to be onboarding some Cardano wallets real quick to hold on to their value. Could go both ways, but if they're burning NFTs, that's good news for all of us, seasoned Web3 users. That would be this is some bullish talk here, gents.
That's pretty cool for you guys, right? So anyway, if you're Web3, you're not going to trade in that way that a traditional gamer would. But some of these guys may not be interested in that just yet. They might just want the easier path. They just want a new vehicle.
Burn it.
So that's what we're doing there. It's a win-win for both sides, and it brings people into our industry, into crypto. And I think it's a great solution. You guys did give us feedback on that. You really liked it. What?
I like the idea of a scrapyard where vehicles can go. Especially if they were NFT vehicles.
Do they actually stack up and you get to see how many are getting added to the actual scrapyard as they get burned? That would be beautiful. An ever-changing, you'd be like, oh my gosh, someone just burned a mythic. Oh no.
Yeah, good. So we've always got ideas and more ideas than we can actually execute on, but thankfully we've done quite well executing on a lot so far and so much more to come. Thank you guys all for listening in to and watching Copi Cafe episode 59. We appreciate you all. And to those of you in our Discord that are bringing up valid objections of things and choices that we're making, we thank you also for your feedback. We are listening and everybody has an opinion. And in so many cases, there's just been a lot of projects in crypto that have created a lack of trust. This is why we do Copi Cafe. We want to tell you where we're at consistently. We're not aiming to get anyone or anything like that. We want to build an amazing game, and we are all about entertainment, and let's have some fun together. So thank you for your valid feedback and concerns. We try to keep our Discord as fun and toxic-free as we can, but at the same time, we do appreciate those of you that bring your honest opinions, and so thank you guys for that. And thank you to our mods and all of our community for defending us as well with some of those. So it's just, let's keep it a positive. We're trying to do our best to communicate with you guys along the way, and let's have fun in our Discord together. This is a fun community. We got a lot of good things happening in the crypto industry. And again, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.
Happy racing.
Yay. Happy racing. Oh, now, the real quick on the Discord thing. Yeah, it gets heated real quick. Thankfully, I think it's been handled as well as possible. There's a difference between criticism and just plain FUD. So, cheers to Rob for going in there and answering a lot of heated questions lately. And like I said earlier, I'm sure they want all this out just as bad as we do. I'm sure they want everybody having a good time, because that is what Cornucopias is about. Fun times. Woo! It gets me so pumped, man. Whoever makes the music on these things. Woo! How about that hoverboard? Oh! I forget that we're in 1.5 speed. Man, that was fast. I don't think I could steer that thing either way. Okay. Man. Woo! I love they really know how to send it off with those videos, man. Well, wonderful episode. No idea if anyone stayed here listening with me. I gotta stay sharp. I gotta keep practicing. Cheers to anyone that wanted to listen with me. I'm probably gonna listen another 2-3 times. That's about how many times I watch Copi Cafe, 4, 5, 6, until we get some more content, and then I watch it, 4, 5, 6 more times. Great episode. Thanks for watching. If anyone wants to, try this again with a live and get a little chat going, it might take 6 hours to get through a Copi Cafe. But, one video at a time. Thanks all for stopping through, and see y'all on the flip side.